Hey, welcome back to the Ariel show. So happy to have you here. I'm gonna jump right in. Today I want to ask you about your number one priority in life. And I want to suggest a priority that is freaking crazy and radical and life-changing. And I didn't make it up. Brooke Castillo, the woman who wrote Self-Coaching 101, one of the books I talked about recently, she put this first on my radar. She told me what her number one priority was through a podcast, not in person. And it stopped me in my tracks. It blew my mind. I immediately took her inspiration and ran with it. This was a few months ago, and it has really changed the way I think and improved my life. So I want to share it with you. So what if today your number one priority was your emotional well-being? Your emotional well-being. What if that was it? What if you woke up today or yesterday or tomorrow morning and you're like, what are we gonna get done today? What's top of the agenda? Like, what's most important for me today? It's not that I ace this test. It's not that I make this awesome dinner. It's not that I take care of my family. It's not that I am a good citizen. No. We're gonna put all that stuff aside and we're gonna be like, you know what? My emotional well-being, that's top of the list today. Okay. So my brain right away goes to all the other things that most people make their number one priorities that I'm like, but shouldn't it be family? Or shouldn't it be my career? Or shouldn't it be my fan base? You know, like there's so many other things that I think come more natural to be like, this is what I need to be looking out for. This is my number one today. And it's hard to think of my emotional well-being as number one because then it sounds like, oh no, wait, I'm gonna put myself first. Everyone else can wait because I'm at the top of my list. And honestly, that's kind of how I reacted when I heard Brooke Castillo say that her number one priority was her emotional well-being. I was like, honey, that's not fair. You can't do that. The rest of us have responsibilities. We need to take care of things. You can't be like, I'm gonna sit around and have my emotional well-being happen today. But I realized I was mishearing it and misunderstanding it because what really happens if we make our emotional well-being number one is we're fine. We take care of ourselves. We feel good. We get out of our own way. And you know what? When you do that, you show up differently in the world, don't you? You don't neglect other people. You show up with full kindness and confidence because you've taken that time to like take care of yourself that day. You know, like you bring your best self into your work. You ace that test because you're showing up in all your fullness because you're taking care of yourself. You haven't been, for example, you know, Red Bulling to death, studying and then not sleeping and completely unprioritizing, unbalancing your life for this one thing. You've been in balance. You've been whole. You've been taking care of your own soul, and that is going to reward you in your life. Other things are going to take care of themselves, and they're actually going to turn out better. Like, I think, for example, one of my priorities, let's say when I'm on tour, let's say when I'm writing my album, one of my priorities is to write a great song today, for example. Okay, so I should put the song on top of my emotional well-being. Guess what's gonna happen to the song if I'm a little bit messed up inside? It's not gonna be as good of a song. However, if I take the time to get centered and get in the right headspace, in the right heart space, all my work is going to be better. It's gonna be infused with more wholefulness. It's gonna be infused with like the best part of myself. I'm able to bring the best part of myself into my work, into my interactions with other people. So then, yes, you are kinder to your family. You are a better parent. You are a better partner. You are a better citizen because no one else needs to take care of you. You know, you're not grumpy, you're not low on energy, you're okay. And I feel like most people, they put that responsibility on other people. We talked about giving our partners too much power. A lot of us give our partners the responsibility for keeping us okay. We give our parents that, we give our friends that, or we give our job that. We give success in our career the responsibility of keeping us okay. And when you're out of whack like that, putting too much responsibility on something that can never give you that, you're gonna get crappy results. So I posted on my Instagram a couple months ago, what would happen? What would your life look like? What if you made your emotional well-being your number one priority today? And you guys, I got messages like, I'd have to quit my job, or dude, I would break up with my girlfriend, or I would move out of my parents' house, I would quit school. And a common thread that I felt like a lot of these responses had was it wasn't like excitement, like, oh, that would mean I can quit, blah, blah, blah. It was like, yeah, that's not realistic. Like, I can't quit my job, sweetheart. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of the vibe I got. Oh, I don't know who that is. Sorry, we're gonna sound real quick. That's what the vibe I got, and I just feel like we're misunderstanding. Oh my God, shut up to that 1 second. And I think it really is easy for us to act as though everything else on the more practical surface level of our life has to come first, and then if there's anything extra, maybe some of it will make us happy and we can somewhat prioritize our own sanity, okay? And I'm telling you the opposite is true. And if you are in a horrible relationship or with a bad group of friends or in a crappy job and you just feel stuck and you feel like that's the only option, it's not. You're always choosing. Every day you're saying yes to your life. Every single day that you keep showing up for it. Every day that you keep showing up for that job. And it's easy to feel gridlocked and like, this is the only option for me. But honey, it's not. You need to expand your thinking. And the way that people get out of those kind of seemingly dead-end situations is they do something radical. Something crazy, like prioritizing your own well-being and being like, you know what? Much more important to me than having, you know, this extra income to go out to eat. Much more important to me is my own sanity, so I'm not going to keep going to this toxic job environment that's sucking me dry. So I actually made a list of how my life would change, how my life has changed in prioritizing my own well-being, because I want to put this not just in like this fun little theory, but on the practical level and see if any of this resonates with you. So first up, when I'm prioritizing my own emotional well-being, I never skip morning time. Morning time is my soul time. That is when I feed myself and get centered and happy. And when my life is really crazy, when I'm on tour or when there's something really big going on, that goes to the back burner, because sometimes that's like an hour and a half of my life that I'm spending centering and reminding myself of how I want to feel, the kind of person I want to be, and really like getting in this awesome high vibration for the day. And sometimes I skip that to go straight into work mode because I gotta get something done. And my day is shot from the beginning. It's like I ruin it from the beginning. Another thing is I don't watch as many shows because I'll literally be browsing an online platform to pick a show and I'll think, you know what, this show's really entertaining, but it kind of makes me feel like crap every time I watch it because there's like such a horror terror element to it, or it's so like materialistic and stupid and like not me that it's just like not that life-giving. I don't really want to binge on this right now. Something else that I don't do when I am prioritizing my own well-being is I don't check socials for business reasons when I notice that certain social accounts are making me feel negative about myself. And so if there's somebody who's posting stuff like about their amazing life and it's making me reflect poorly on my own life, or I'm comparing myself, I just stop. I'm not gonna go to their blog for a while, or I'm gonna unfollow them, or I'm just not gonna go on socials for a minute because I know the problem isn't with them, it's with me. That means something's off balance in me if I'm putting my own worth and judging it up against somebody else. Like that's not the kind of person that I want to be. And so even though it's like, oh, but it's business, I need to stay relevant, I need to see what other people are doing, it's easy to think that. But if I'm prioritizing my own well-being over checking out the competition in business, you know what I'm saying, then I'm not going to engage in that. And then my last example was I'm not going to care what people think of me in the name of self-improvement. So sometimes it's easy to want to know, like, what is the general consensus? What do people think of me? It's easy to even make up what other people think of you, isn't it? And so instead of being like, oh my God, I said that, and now I'm going to, for the next 2 hours, be thinking about what an idiot he probably thinks I am, I'm going to reclaim those 2 hours in my brain and prioritize my own well-being and be like, oh, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole. I want to like put myself first and not really care that much if I made that mistake and that person might think I'm an idiot, whatever. I'm not gonna go down that trail. So isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy to think about? It is so powerful, so eye-opening, and so life-giving when you stop prioritizing all these other things that probably just aren't working. If you've got the perfect formula and it's working and you're not putting yourself first, I would be curious to hear how that's working for you. Like if long-term that's going to be sustainable. I really think your own soul and your own heart, once you've got that inner peace and that sanity and you're not miserable, you're not full of self-hatred, you're not full of self-loathing thoughts, you're gonna show up in such a more beautiful way for the rest of us, which is an act of service. Love it. So just something for you to think about. Leave me a comment below letting me know what you think, if this is crazy or if it gets you excited. And I would love to hear more about your perspective on this. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to come invite you to check out my brand new Ariel Show Patreon page. I've added some really sick new benefits, rewards for you, so please come be a part of it. Help me make the Ariel Show every single week.